It's your girl Shadrika J, coming on here to share some things with you all that people have been asking of me. And sometimes it's easy to give them a straightforward answer. Sometimes I have to, think about it. But this topic that I'm going to talk on this morning and speak on about this morning is in regards to finding a balance. How do I find a balance in between business, my children, ministry, other things that I have going on, with community outreach, as well as showing up and supporting people who support me, and then just, getting out in the community and also finding that me time. So I know it's been, so I'm gonna talk about that this morning. I know it's been a minute since I've been on, so I had a lot of transitions that happened in between that I had to make, and since my last video that I posted this morning. Again, I just wanted to come on and share this because I'm sure other people have this same, similar to the same situations that they may be struggling to work through or to find a balance. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'll share this with you all this morning with hopes that, whoever tune in have some takeaways. And then also, I'm also open for questions as well. So feel free to, comment below. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook and also Instagram. My Instagram, Facebook, and also YouTube channel is the Shadrika J brand, or I am her, the CEO. So please, go and follow or subscribe, below to this video. And then also don't forget to DM me and ask me questions, or just comment below so that I can just give you all some feedback as well. So, the first thing that I want to talk about this morning is defining what balance is. So, balance is a state of equilibrium or equal distribution of weight or an amount. Also, balancing with ing is to have the equality or equivalence in weight, parts, etc., and having the ability to make adjustments if something is off balance. So also one of the things that I want to challenge you all to do after this video is to go back and write down what your vision is, and make it very plain and simple. Also, the second thing I want you all to do is for you all to set some 30-day goals, 90 days, 30-day goals, 60-day goals, 6 months to a year worth of goals. And in addition to that, also define what you feel like balancing currently looks like for you. And then after taking a few minutes to go over that, I want you to then go back and write down what balancing can look like for you if you just make some adjustments after reviewing how you have been balancing up until this point. And then let's just get to work. So for me, what balancing look like is the ability to be able to get up in the morning, first thing in the morning between 3 and 4:30, sometimes 5:30. It just all depends on how much I was able to get done the night before. So my ultimate goal is between 4:30 and 5:30 to get up in the mornings. That was before. So right now I'm on a get up at 4:30 every morning by 4:30. So we'll be in my office, either sharing content, working on whatever task I got to work on that day. And the time that I get up is about 4 o'clock. I get up about 4 o'clock because some mornings it takes me a minute to, get in the groove, and I might hit my snooze button, one time, and then get up and I use the, empty my bladder. sometimes I like to, have a hot beverage, whether it's coffee, tea, or cappuccino or hot chocolate. It's that cold season, just something that is going to help, smelling an aroma, and then also that's going to be a pick me up or, help me get up, get me that motivation, as well as, wash my face. Sometimes wash my face, brush my teeth, and go ahead and get ready. Or I'll do that, after it's things that I need to get done. After I do that, I also, come in and I pray before I get started. I pray, sometimes I talk, pray and talk to God, meditate, on the word. My sister and I, Jakaya, we have started doing a prayer call, a weekly prayer call. Also, we've been doing some strategizing, as you can see my whiteboard behind me. One side is, from earlier this week where we did some strategizing as to setting some daily goals, routines, and habits. Yesterday, I had a strategy meeting from my friend slash consultant. She came in and we had a great time with doing some strategies. Something else that, she helped do is, just break the ice, feel more comfortable. We had, a brunch pretty much, and it was nice. So actually enjoyed that. And so that was a, way for me to, unwind and then unleash, all the things that were running through my mind in regards to what I wanted to do with the nonprofit. But getting back to finding the balance for me. So after I've got out of bed, I've did everything that I need to do. I've prayed. I come in my office again and just get some work done. Also, after that, I have to get the kids up and get them ready. I try to get them up about 6 o'clock. My oldest have to be to school between 7:30. So sometimes, just all dependent on the morning. That's why, I like to get up about 4:30, because that gives me get up at 4 o'clock, get started about 4:30. That gives me about an hour, roughly like an hour and 30 minutes. Sometimes two, to get through and get done with some things that I had on my agenda to get done. But I like to try to get the kids up mostly about 5:30. Between 5:30 and 6, because sometimes they get right on up and get ready. Sometimes they lollygag, so it just all depends on how the morning goes. So I get the kids up, get them ready for school, get myself together, go back and get myself together, then go back and get the baby up. She's the last. The boys are the oldest two, and then she's the baby. So letting her sleep. She's always the last one. First one sleep, last one up, and she still fusses and whines because she don't want to get up. I said, girl, you get the most sleep out of the entire house. You're usually down by 8:30, 9 o'clock at the latest, and if not, you're fussing, and you're the last one up, and you still fuss. But she's a good girl. That's mommy's girl. Make sure that we get out of the house on time, get the kids to school. I'm either going to work for my business or oversee or seeing, what it is that I can do. Also, sometimes catching up on paperwork or attending meetings, community events, board meetings, seminars, summits, business trips, hosting workshops, and sometimes other events. Also, too, a couple days out of the week, I do like to be a mommy. I do like to cook. So, whether that cooking is, if I don't have a lot on my agenda to do that morning, prepping that morning before we leave the house, putting something on in the crock pot, or meal prepping, or for a couple days, so that I don't have to cook the next day. Or cleaning in the evening time. I try to, most of the times we do have a nanny. And so most of the times, if I'm working, we're in our, where we live, in the current city where we live, and I'm not working over in my hometown, I can sometimes, take a break and run home and, cook and gather things so that when the kids get home about 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's already prepped and ready for them to go. Also, too, for me, I have to attend the children's games or practices or whatever they have going on. I like to do, be involved. Having the ability to show up and support, the people who show up for me. And also now, what I've been adding to my plate is doing some business and life coaching because I've been in business since 2016. I've been solely working business since 2009, the end of 2019. So I've, have that experience, that knowledge, and as I'm still learning and to broaden and build my knowledge, and also training and educating myself, as well as attending, different seminars, and also, getting coaching myself, as the business. And so, in anything that you do, you always want to, in order for you to continue to be efficient, I always want to continue to, learn. There's always a point to where you can always be learning something new. So again, let me just quickly go over my bullets for balancing for me. So getting up early in the morning, getting myself together, prepping, about 5:30, getting up about 4 o'clock, getting myself together by 4:30 in the office. I've done my prayer, I've got my coffee, all those things. After I've done some things in the office, I go back and get the kids ready, get myself together, get the baby ready, get us out the house on time, get the kids to school, work my business at overseas, attending meetings, community events, seminars, summits, business trips, hosting workshops and or events. I'm coming home to cook and clean, if need, straighten up if need be, attending the children's games or activities or things that they have going on. And then also something I left out is they now too have their own business. So I'm trying to teach them, generational wealth and the fact that, that same time and energy that you put into, because my oldest son's 13. He's, how old can I be to get a job? Like, you're not. Unless you just really feel like, you want to have that experience, that's not something that you're going to be doing because they now have their own business, and the time and energy that you're going to put in working for someone else, you're going to put that time and energy working for yourself is how I see it. Also, so after attending all of their things and what they have going on, sometimes I can make it, sometimes I can't. So if I can't make it, my nanny takes him, which we have her 3 days out a week, or if there's something that comes up, also being on call. The abilities to also show up and support people who show up for me, and then again now coaching. So some people ask me, how do you do it all? Like, how do you, with all the things that you have going on, how do you do all that you do? So, big first, because I struggled in this area with finding a balance. So when I would meet new people or just talking to people who've been in business for a while, or who haven't been in business for a while, I ask them, when I hear a little bit about what all they have going on, and how long they've been in a successful business, the ups and downs, I say, what, hey, how do you find a balance between it all? So then I start asking myself, it was like, there's really no right or wrong answer, and which is true. There's really no right or wrong answer, as in how you can find that balance. So for me, what I needed to do is I needed to first pray and ask God to send me the right help. Help me send me the right help from people who was for me and my children, and that could see my vision in the now stage and in the future stage. And then also, help me with my ability to focus, help me with my ability to strategize, also be consistent, and some other things that I had to pray and ask God for, to help me get to the point to where I am today. Some things I still struggle on just a little bit, with beating myself up, because at one point I was to a point to where I beat myself up about not having enough time, but we'll get there. So also, because we don't live in our hometown, we had to get a nanny because I needed that extra support and help. Although, I just, recently experienced a breakup, we still, for my ex, we still needed, even while together, before splitting up a couple months ago, we still, needed that nanny because he still, had a 9 to 5. And so he still, had days where he had to be on call because of his position. And then on top of me, being in business, we needed that, extra support, extra help, not living in our hometown. And then on top of that, just being able to have the flexibility to have that me time, and then also that together time where it was just me and him outside of us and the kids. We have a house cleaner that comes twice a month. Learning, I'm still, learning to delegate tasks. Throughout my workplaces, for me, it was a struggle because of some of past experiences. But two, it's just like, I feel like I needed to always be in control of the narrative. I needed to always be, have my hands in it. And, I feel like I needed to be a part of the everyday operations and actually do the work. Um, so, and then just after the trauma of having to, close one business location, it was a lot for me. So I'm now getting to the point to where I feel comfortable with delegating tasks, and I feel like I have a community of people on staff that I can trust and, safely delegate these tasks to, while being able to go out and do the other things that I need to do and get done, that I desire to do and what I'm called to do. I also recently hired an accountant back in January of this year. I actually met my accountant, through one of my friends, Ashley Jackson, with the Underground Market, and she actually introduced me to him in regards to creating and starting my nonprofit. But after meeting him and learning more about their company, I said, hey, I think, what other services that you offer? And it was time to, have accounting, because it got overwhelming. It became overwhelming with trying to keep up with all of these things. I also had to change my mindset. And that was something that I had to pray also for, for God to help me train and also change and train my mindset, to now understanding that change. Yeah. So change and train my mindset for me to go to that, in order for me to shift, make that transition and go to the next level. And then also for me to get to a point to where I could now understand that for so long, I was like, I was upset, like, I told people, like, I don't come from a whole leap of supportive family members and friends. So my village, what I learned, over the last couple years, is that my village does not have to be family. My village is not made up of just relatives. And this caused me to, to free some people and take them off the hook from my expectations of them. Because we all have our own life, we all have our own mindset. And I can't, and I, to struggle with expecting me from everybody, and everybody isn't me. So my cry, was because oftentimes I got depressed because I didn't feel like, for me, it was enough time in a day to get everything done that I needed to get done and accomplish. And so one day I was driving in my car on 95, headed to my office, and I sat over in my hometown. And so I was like, Lord, that's just not enough time in a day. Like, I spend so much time, trying to get everything done. I'm still not able to, how am I going to do this all? And so it was like something went off. Like, the Lord was just like, there's enough time in a day. You're just going to have to make some sacrifices. In order for you to get this done, you're going to have to sacrifice some things. And, it was like, God said to me, wipe your face. Yes, it is. wipe your face, you're going to have to sacrifice that some of that sleep time. Not every night, you will be able to sleep 10 and 12 hours. It's going to be some nights you're going to sleep, maybe 8. It's going to be some nights where you're going to be able to get those 10 to 12, depending on how successful you were with getting things accomplished, and what didn't pop up in the midst of that day of getting things accomplished. There's going to be some times not only that you sleep 8 hours, but maybe 6 or 5, if you lucky, especially with trying to be successful in business, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And so I started doing that. I started sacrificing some sleep, and I actually feel good, getting up earlier and being able to get some things accomplished, because that frees me up in the evening time as well to be able to not bring work home, also be able to attend some of the events that my children are having, also attend some business after hours events, with our chambers, local chambers, and then also whatever family and friends put together in the evening time and we may want to attend. So that's also good. And then also I have late days on like Tuesdays and Thursdays where I work a little bit later, because the nanny is here and I'm able to spend some extra time in the evening time at the office or at my center. So that's been a plus for me. Um, so what I want for you all too is, figure out ways when you're, working on that challenge that I challenged you all at the beginning of the video. I want you all to figure out some ways that you can divide up that sleep time, sacrifice some of that sleep time and add it to your daily schedule and routine to give you that extra time that you may be missing and you need. I think it's going to be great. I like to watch a lot of podcasts and motivational things because I'm trying to again train my mind, trying to get into this habit and this routine, and then also just figuring out how some of the other people that are very successful do what it is that they do. One of the videos that I stumbled upon across on YouTube was one of Steve Harvey's morning motivational speeches, and a few other videos where him and some others talked about, their daily routines and the times that they wake up, the number of hours they spend, working throughout the day, and the times that they are returning home and the times they are roughly getting to bed. And so oftentimes, my family and friends, they'll tell you, a lot of times, I say, I pray, I say, Lord, I don't know what Steve Harvey and Oprah and Tyler Perry had to go to get to their level of success. But Lord, I know if you did it for them, you will do it for me and you're going to do it for me. And so I said, because I didn't ask to be in business, that was never my dream and my goal. And because it was given to me, I know you're going to see me through it. Now, I never want to walk in another woman's or a man's shoes. So I say, Lord, give me my own portion. Give me my own walk so that, I don't have to experience and endure some of the things that they, have endured. Now, I can tell you, I just turned 33 in January of 2024. At the age of 32, I made my first million, over $1 million, and income for the year. Now IRS, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video that I will go into. But them taxes, baby, pay your taxes, and then also too, the more money you make, the more taxes you make. So also keep that in mind. 33, I closed on my fourth property. Now I'm, in a bigger home, bigger space. Also, I'm going to have a video talking about my home buying process as a full-time entrepreneur with, going through a bank, and my whole experience with that journey. And it was a journey, but I'm going to share that in another video. But Also, to a couple of other, bullets and points I want to get to, why I have you on and why I have a little bit more time is people with little to no faith, dreams, vision, and people also say, people would approach me and say, you doing so you don't think you're doing too much, or you're doing so much, or you might get burnt out, or that's just too much, or you shouldn't, or why did you, or all of these things. And some people, you say, you might need to let that, you don't think you need to let some go. And I'm like, no, I don't need to let nothing go, because people out here doing just as much, a little less, or way more than what it is that I do. You heard a couple people that I just named. So you all watch them, from behind the scene, from on the outside, and all that they're doing. And I know for all that they're doing, it's a lot of days they're traveling and going from one meeting to the next meeting to the next meeting, or having to take a flight to be at another meeting, have to go back, get it back on the flight to go back to do X, Y, or Z, or, all of those things. So it's doable. It's just how you find a balance. And some people, what we have to understand, and what I had to understand, is their vision isn't as big as mine, because I'm a visionary. And so because I'm a visionary, if I see it and I feel like I can have moments or days or weeks to write things down, write it out, make it plain, and figure out, set goals to execute it, I'm doing it. Some things I might not should have, done, but if it's, I've prayed about it and it works and God sees me through it, I'm doing it. But they will cast their fears on you and speak those things. And I'm like, you're not planting those seeds. So now I've started, respectfully cutting people off and say, I get that. That's your opinion. That might be your fear. You may not have been exposed to all that I've been exposed. Your dream and your vision and your drive may not be my reason why. And that's something that also I challenge you all to figure out is too, what is your why? Why is it that you desire to do all that you do? Why do you desire to keep going? Why do you desire to add more? Why did you desire to, you felt like it was a diet desire for you to, why did you desire for you to take that, why did you make, not desire, but the decision and the choice to take that route or make that pivot when you did? I want you to find those, figure those things out, as you all are taking notes and as you all are going through this video. People oftentimes say, you might want to wait. But if I had to let people cast their fears on me, or, told them what, God had shared with me, what he showed me, what he gave me a vision for, if they had heard my cry, if they had had the ability to, not look at me from the outside, but walk with me at some parts of my journey. If they had heard my prayer and my conversation with God, and as he, about what he, assigned, for me, what my call is, how I pray and ask God, what is my call? What is my purpose? Also too, that's going to be in another video as well, where I go into it, about, the calling and the purpose, and how you, tools and resources and things that, ways that you can, also to ask God what it is your vision and your purpose and your calling is. And so what I recently heard when I was watching a podcast is, sometimes when you get upset with people, for expecting certain things, from them, or, if they don't, their conversation don't align with what, deep down in your heart is supposed to be, is it supposed to be, or what God has told you or showed you. That just means that those people 9 out of 10 aren't assigned to you or aren't assigned, to your journey. Um, if people, just knew, all that I do, you know, or if they just simply ask me the question, how do you find the balance? I see you doing so much. How do you find the balance? If I had, just a few moments to be able to share with them, some of the ways that I find a balance in what I do, they wouldn't, open their mouth and they'll just be quiet. But because, we have God's word and God said, have my word in your heart. And because he says, um, his word is our weapon and it keeps me sane. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for the plan that says that I know the plan that I have for you. It says that he has for me, not what man has for me. Because if I went off of the plan that man has for me, I would be stagnant. I wouldn't be here. And I would have made a lot of pivots in the do's and the don'ts, based off of, someone else's opinion as to what they felt like I should do. um if I had listened to people that wasn't God led or assigned to speak over my life or to my situation, I would have failed, and would not have been as successful, as I am today. When God said for us not to worry about, also to something when studying in my word, and reading, the word, when God said, when the word said, when God said that, for us not to worry about what we eat, drink, or wear. He didn't just, mean food and clothes. That goes on, our plates or our backs. That also included, strict scripture and supplements, and how much we can carry, and also, more. And that's also going to be a podcast that, I'm going to be doing as well. So in a video. So just, make sure that you tune in and stay connected so that you can catch that point when I, actually go in depth about that last bullet point. Before I let you all go, I just want to talk a little bit too about leadership, because I'm on Leadership Glen, this cohort, and I've learned so much. I've saw so much. I've been able to be in a room with a lot of, powerful people, for state senators, House of Representatives, congressmen, local, community leaders, mayors, commissioners, people from our sheriff's office, that has become great friends, people from different parts of leadership within our community. And so it's been great for me. But outside of those things, leadership in the overall for me is not just about, being a boss or a CEO or ministering or, being in leadership land. For me, it's just being able to, minister to people, to be able to teach, uh, coach and give hope, to individuals. And so I had to, find my own niche and way of groove of doing things, because for me, for a while, I'm like, being in a pulpit, because I know my calling is ministry, was scary for me. But when I continued to pray about it and God continued to give me revelations and, confirmation in these words, and it helped me to make my, vision and my plans, a little bit more clearer, and helped me to define, my route. He said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to use you in the traditional way. I'm going to use your ministry and, use you for ministry in a different way. And so for me, I was okay. I was happy and okay with that, because I now know that this is something that I can do without a shadow of a doubt. I know there's going to be days and times to where when I step into major arenas and major conference centers, and I'm actually on a stage in front of, thousands to millions of people, I'm going to have to bring that, word. And so just being able to, be reminded that every day, we have the ability to minister to people when we're working, or when we're in business. And whatever we do, we have the opportunity to minister to God's people. And so that is something that I love doing. And it just comes so natural, to me. And so I'm starting to pursue it more because I do a lot of, coaching. And in the past, I was doing a lot of coaching for free of charge. And I'm like, okay, it's time to, make some kind of profit off of all that I'm doing. And I'm giving because it takes away from, it becomes a good distraction, but sometimes a bad distraction, if that time isn't allotted for it from what it is that I was supposed to have been doing. Um, for me, what ministry looks like is, again, through teaching, ministering, in different arenas and to different people on different platforms. Also doing these videos and podcasting, and being able, to teach and coach and give hope. And then also, through ministry, I know that healing and deliverance is something that, too, that I will also be doing, while ministering, because from experience, I know that um, that needs to be a part of, my ministry, because I can, be very transparent and relate to a lot of issues that you may run into in business or in just your overall life. And so with my coaching segments, I'm going to be teaching, both coaching on both business and lifestyle, while using those platforms to minister to, whomever God says, to minister to. Um, um, but for me, when it comes to the healing and deliverance part, I feel like, I will be teaching that by a way of experience, the ability to relate when dealing with pain and trauma, and then also identification issues, self awareness, accountability, being able to create a plan, meeting people where they are, and listening and prophesying. And so for me, that goes in hand with business and lifestyle coaching, because these can be some barriers that people may need to work through in order to make that pivot point or go to that next level. This will allow me to be able to coach and also to be coachable, teach whoever needs to be taught, cater to different learning abilities, because since I've been an educator since about 2010, about 2010, I've been an educator. And so for me, what that looks like is being able to cater to different learning abilities, by strategizing. And that looks like, too, when you have the kinesthetic, auditory, and visuatory learners. So I plan to implement those things into my different coaching strategies. And also, I want to help and start seeing people through their road to recovery and to go into that next level. And just remember, I'm a dreamer and I'm a visionary. And I'm becoming, successful with doing so through prayer, setting goals, prioritizing, and being consistent. And then also having that, having my team of support. If you or someone needs, help with coaching, please DM me. Please comment below, or please send me an email and just let me know. I can be reached at shadrikaj@gmail.com for those questions. Or again, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also follow me on the different platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. And I'll be more than happy to assist you in any way that I can. Again, this is your girl, Shadrika J. I am tuning out because I gotta, it's that time, 5:30 in the morning, and it's time to, get the kids ready and so that we can get out of here, because Not only do I have a, community event today, but the children and I both have one tomorrow because it's a continuation of the event that, is going on today, and they have school. So I gotta be working my booth and theirs, unfortunately. But I love to. That's what I do. I like to, mix and mingle with people and provide resources and also make some money if I can make some money. So again, it's your girl Shatrika J. You have a blessed and prosperous day. Don't forget to work through those questions and questions that I gave, or those challenges that I gave you all to work through. So don't forget to do your homework. Stay tuned.